Hello and welcome to the Temple of Tomes with your host, Indie Comics Jones. Today is May 7th, 2022. This is episode 502. Okay, we got an image comic here today, A Town Called Terror. This is the #1 issue, coming in at a whopping $3.99. And this is the latest offering from Steve Niles. Unfortunately, I cannot recommend it, and I'll tell you why. They'll make it this nice and quick for you. First of all, the art in it is really good, really strong artwork. But the story, and it's maybe just the way that I like a story told could be the issue here. I prefer something a little more linear, and there was nothing really to grab onto that I could hold on to. Now, this might actually read better as a graphic novel, getting all the issues together at once. But here I was a little bit confused going through it. So let's take a quick look at it. Closer look. Like I said, the writer on here is Steve Niles. It's created by Steve Niles and Simon Krudansky. And Simon Krudansky, I believe, is the artist. I'm guessing. I'm not quite sure. So it's a combined effort here. So, A Town Called Terror. The name of this issue, I'm sorry, is A Message from Home, and this is a image comic. The letterer is Scott O. Brown. Cover A, which is really nice, is done by, I've been calling it St. Simon, but maybe it's Simon Krudansky. All right. And we have a variant cover as well. So let's take a quick look at the cover. Just really eerie. We see this town there in the foreground, but we also see this pair of eyes. This is probably the patriarch of the town itself. That's what I'm guessing from what we've seen in the book before. And it starts out, we get a number of these things. This guy's carrying something into a laboratory, and it's not really quite sure what it is. I believe it is part of a torso or an organ or something, because we do get the torso here. And you can see he's walking in. So the art in it is really nice. Really, really nicely done. And we get this series of things that he's doing. We get Steve Niles' name in there again. He's actually putting the body together. It just kept saying click, click, like it has some kind of metal attachments, and then this thing comes to life. And I believe he's the one that is running the city, or this town here. Hard to tell. Then we get not a flashback, but just like a meanwhile back in this other city. This guy's making love to this woman, and the guy, I believe, is a son or descendant of the guy that's being repaired or put together. And he sits there after their lovemaking, and suddenly these men burst through the window. They seem to be part of some secret organization. Great art. So let's pull back. You can see the full splash page. And then another series of these showing that the series of sequential art showing them getting drugged. The sun's kind of goes blurry, gets kidnapped, and he's on this bus or something going somewhere, or he's in a room. I can't remember I guess it's a room now. Oh, it's a bus. And they go out in the middle of nowhere, and a helicopter comes and I guess picks them up. I'm not sure what's going on here. All I know is he's being taken to this town called Terror. And I guess some supernatural things are happening with this vehicle as it drives through. Population 1,300 for this town. Very nicely drawn, just really creepy, really eerie. I was really hoping for more of a story in this, but we don't have the full story yet, or what exactly is going on. And here you can see some of the images. Make of it what you will. Now, if you remember, Steve Niles also was the writer of a very popular book a couple decades ago now, I think, called 30 Days, 30 Nights, about the vampires coming to an endless night in a town in Alaska and just devastating the town, killing everybody in it. So that was a pretty good story. This one I'm not too crazy about. And you can see we get more of these images. I'm not quite sure what is going on. She's dialing 991. Reporting her husband's missing. So they can't do anything because he has been gone 24 hours. So I'm assuming that's the woman that they broke in the house, but I'm not sure. And then after 24 hours, she goes back to the police. And then there's some kind of demon in her room, and it's to be continued. So it was really hard to follow. I'm not sure what the story is about. I love the art in it. I think the art is really good. But I can't say what the story's about. I just don't know. I can just tell you what I see in the images, pretty much. Anyway, it is not a recommend, unfortunately. Then we have something about an image, 30 years. Bloodstained Teeth by Christian Ward is the ad for this. Patrice Reynolds, Heather Moore, Hassan Ostman, El Hua. Being Immortal Isn't Cheap. It's coming out in April. It came out last month. So there you go. I'm a little behind on everything. A Town Called Terror. Not a recommend, unfortunately. Maybe the graphic novel altogether with all the complete story might be a little bit more filling, and a little easier to understand. I typically like to have a story that starts with something kind of normal where I can get founded in it, and then if they go off in some other tangents, at least I've got that founding to go back to. This one didn't seem to have that. I just felt like I had no clue what was going on through it. Okay, so thank you for stopping by and watching this video review of A Town Called Terror. As always, please like, please subscribe, please leave comments, and we'll see you next time at the Temple of Tomes. This is Indie Comics Jones bidding you adieu.